Welcome, my students. We have completed the definitions regarding rest and motion. Now, we will go through the laws of motion framed by Newton. Newton gave three laws regarding motion: first law, second law, and third law. Now, our discussion will be limited in Newton's first law of motion. What Newton stated in first law of motion? You see, every body continues in its state of rest or of uniform motion along the same straight line unless it is compelled by some external impressed force to act otherwise. That means if no external force is applied from outside, then a body at rest will continue its state of rest, or a body in motion, that is a moving body, will continue to move in same straight line with same velocity. If a body moves with same velocity, that is called uniform velocity, and its motion will be uniform. So Newton's law gave us the idea about force and second term inertia. Now, what is force? Newton stated that if no force is applied on a body, then a body at rest will continue its state of rest, or a moving body will continue its uniform motion along the same straight line. So force is an external agent, or force. Force is an external agent. It is an external agent which actually change or tends to change the state of rest or of motion of a body. This idea is actually obtained from the Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law gave us the definition of force. So force is an external agency or external agent which actually changes or tends to change the state of rest or state of motion. It also tends to change. Always force cannot change the state of rest or state of motion. If we push a wall, there is a wall and we are pushing the wall, then say if somebody pushes a wall with a force, the wall will not move, but a force is applied. So in this case, the force tends to change the state of rest, but state of rest was not changed. So a force can either change the state or tends to change the state. This is force. And the second idea about inertia. Inertia is another intrinsic property of a matter, and the idea of inertia was obtained from Newton's first law of motion. From Newton's first law of motion, it is clear that a body tends to continue its state of rest or of uniform motion. This state of rest or this state of motion can be changed by applying force. So every body has a tendency to continue its old state. That tendency is called inertia. So inertia, it is an intrinsic property of a body by virtue of which a body tends to continue its state of rest or of motion. So inertia is just a intrinsic property of a body for which, by virtue of which, a body tends to continue its state of rest or of motion. So there are two types of inertia. One is inertia of rest and one is inertia of motion. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion. So we can classify inertia of rest and inertia of motion by means the tendency of a body to continue its state of rest is called inertia of rest, and tendency of a body to continue its state of motion is called inertia of motion. But keep in mind that inertia cannot be measured directly by some measuring device, and therefore inertia has no unit. So how can inertia be measured, or how can the quantity of inertia be obtained? An idea of the quantity of inertia be obtained. Actually, mass is the measure of inertia. Keep in your mind, very important thing, that mass is the measure of inertia. So more the mass, more will the inertia. Inertia will be greater when mass is greater. So if you see there is an elephant and a goat, mass of which is greater, everyone knows that mass of elephant is greater. So it will be more inconvenient to remove an elephant than to remove a goat. So inertia of elephant is greater than that of goat. So we have got an idea about the inertia, and more the mass, more will be the inertia. Mass is the measure of inertia. This is regarding first law of motion. Thank you, my students. For testing your understanding of this lesson and more videos, log on to www.tubelessons.net.